very warm welcome to our review of Day 6 of Wimbledon 2019, a day that began with blistering sunshine. It's clouded over a little during the course of the afternoon, which was a relief. Actually, we got rid of some of the stifling heat. The Royal Box was full of sporting superstars. I've got two superstars alongside me, in Daniela Hanchikova and Nick McCarville. Your highlight of what's been another fantastic day at the All England Club, Daniela?
I mean, this is the day where do you even start? But I gotta go with Ashley Barty, the way she played on center court and just shown and sent a message to everyone why she's #1 in the world. Again, another incredible performance. Couldn't play any better, and to me, she's the strongest favorite going to the second week.
Well, we'll talk about her in just a moment. Nick, you've been here, there, and everywhere. Probably difficult for you to pick out a highlight.
Well, I'm going to stay on center court with Daniela, but go Federer and Nadal. Nadal, of course, playing first back-to-back. I mean, these guys, the big three, along with Novak Djokovic, they have left no question marks into week 2. They've been so impressive. I thought Nadal, the way that he rebounded, the way that he followed up that win over Nick Kyrgios today, no question against Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, and Federer just winning through a few minutes ago. Those are the big 3 names for me to watch in week 2.
Well, Ashley Barty was first in action on centre court against the British wildcard Harriet Dart, ranked at 182 in the world. The British player had never won back-to-back matches on the main tour before, so this was obviously going to be quite an experience for her. And as it turned out, it was one step too far for her against the woman who won the French Open just a few weeks ago, who actually had never made it through to the 4th round at Wimbledon here before, but she raced through the first set. Dart finally got a name on the scoreboard in the 6th game, but there was almost from the word go, Daniela, only ever going to be one winner in this one, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? A couple months, maybe a year ago, I would be worried about this kind of match with Ashley because you're playing on center court, huge, huge moment for her, and obviously also we were looking at everyone that was watching the match from the members box. I mean, you've got Rod Laver, Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King. I mean, not to get tight in front of that kind of crowd. That's what impressed me the most, and she has sent a huge statement to the locker room that she's ready for week 2.
Yeah, and of course she's got a day off tomorrow. She wasn't overworked today, so on paper at least, the preparation for the second week of the Slam could not have been better for her, could it?
It's 15 wins in a row. You know, you date that back to the first round of the French Open, then wins in Birmingham, Marcus. I just think for her, this was the perfect week 1. She was tested a little bit in that first round, also in the second round, but today that was free-flowing Ashley Barty grass court tennis at its best, and she just looks like she's in her element, and that was the one thing we didn't know how she would perform on center stage as world #1 this week. And to me, just for her to be in that element, to be floating through, that's massive going into week 2.
And Daniel, I take your point that no wonder Harriet Dart was a little bit tight. She's not used to centre court. There were some big names in the Royal Box as well. She'd have been so excited at the prospect of taking on Barty. Is there a danger that a defeat like this can have a really bad adverse effect on your development?
I don't think so. I mean, as long as she learns from it. And obviously, before the match, she said she wants to see where her game is, and she got taught a lesson today, big time. And you never want to play that badly on a center court, especially when in front of everyone. But it's the tough lessons that you learn the most, and it's these kind of messages that you're not gonna forget for a long time, and it's good. It's got to stay in you, it's got to hurt, so that it pushes you in the gym, it pushes you on the training, so that next time, 12 months later, when she comes back and she will have another match on center court, she will be ready for it.
Okay, well, Dart's defeat meant that Jo Konta was the only British player left in the ladies' singles. Konta, a semi-finalist here in 2017. She was up against the former US Open champion Sloane Stephens, a player she'd already beaten 3 times this year. However, it was the American who started the better. She took the first set. We pick up the action in the second with Konta looking to hold on to her serve. Commentary comes from Annabelle Croft and Andrew Cotter.
Juice. Longest game of the match, and it's a rather anguished one for Konta. No arguing with that, straight down the line at 110 miles an hour.
Really channeled all that anger that's bubbling away under the surface.
Well, that's great work by Sloane Stephens, just keeping herself alive in that rally.
Well, she also got quite a jagged bounce, didn't she, off the backhand, that she then made that real adjustment with the wrist. Came up with the slice backhand, but real versatility there. Well, you can almost cut the air with a knife. There's so much tension out here right now.
Advantage, Konta.
It's one of those games in which you feel a match depends, stretching out over 10 minutes now.
Juice.
Yeah, just occasionally she pulls off that backhand and pulls away from the stroke, and it just gets a little bit ragged. And it's, you know, it's the real nucleus, I think, of her game is the backhand. It's normally such a rock-solid shot. Sometimes that ball just leaves the strings a bit quickly.
Nicely done. And court one switches again from groans to cheers.
Advantage, Konta.
Very quick thinking here, coming up with that little drop shot once again off the forehand side. Forcing Sloane to have to change direction.
And there it is finally, it's just one game. It may be important though. And court one is certainly with her, hanging on by her fingernails and remaining on serve in this second set. Well, different quality of match now from Konta, and she is just a point away. And a wave of noise rolls down the stands from court number one.
30-14.
Set point for the British number one. That's too strong from Stephens. Too easy the return.
Juice.
Well, that was almost nonchalant, wasn't it? The way she just slammed the door shut there. I mean, not easy to take on a crowd like this.
It sort of works. Comes off an indeterminate part of the racket.
I think that was definitely off the frame. Not much string attached to the ball there. You can see right off the top of the frame.
Full stretch to bring up another set point. No, she has it this time. And Johanna Konta is reborn on court number one, a set apiece. And what a match we have now. Into a third set we go. And the British number one is still very much alive. The wind is at the back of Jo Konta now.
Juice.
Well, she's definitely out-manoeuvring, out-playing, she's out-thinking Sloane Stephens at the moment. She's got all the answers.
And more exasperation from Stephens. And yet another chance for Konta, a chance which may all but kill off this match.
Advantage, Konta.
Yeah, quite exasperated, isn't she?
Continues from the racket of Jo Konta. She has transformed this match, and she has 1 foot now in the last 16. And this one is good, just from Sloane Stephens. Crowd willing it long, but Stephens clinging on.
30-15.
Challenge coming from Sloane Stephens, hoping that Purple White is either from another line or a figment of all our imaginations, but here we are.
40-15.
So just over 2 hours played, and Jo Konta on the brink of victory. She's done it. The last 16 at Wimbledon awaits. In Brisbane, in Rome, at Roland Garros, she has beaten Sloane Stephens, and now here, perhaps most importantly of all, at Wimbledon, she has done it. And she moves on to the second week.
Well, based on recent results, I suspect that Jo Konta would like to play Sloane Stephens every day, and yet for a set and a half, she was playing catch-up, Nick.
Yeah, she really was. I actually thought this was more impressive than her win at the French Open, even though it was very straightforward for Jo in Paris. Today, she had to figure things out, and Sloane was playing really good. Sloane's a Grand Slam champion, and here's Jo in Britain in front of the home fans, the expected winner. She just had to figure it out as she went, and to me, that was massively impressive, and it gets her into the week 2.
Yeah, Daniela, what is it about certain matchups that seem to always favour one player over the other?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the matchups. And there are some players you just love to play against, and then some that you just can't figure it out how to beat them. And obviously for Jo, playing against Sloane is one of those. And I completely agree with you, Nick. Today's win, I think, counts for more because she had to find how to win the hard way. In Paris, it was almost too perfect. And this match today is going to give her so much confidence into the second week.
Who did you love to play against and hate to play against then?
I gotta say, I used to love playing against Justine Henin. We always had great matches. Hated to play Kim Clijsters on the other side because I think the only time I won was when she had to retire, unfortunately. Loved to play Martina Hingis. Hated to play Peri Schneider. So, you know, and then you know, like they might beat each other, and I would. It's crazy how the tennis world works, and it's all in the mind. And when you play certain players for quite some time, you see it with Roger and Rafa. When Roger plays against Rafa on clay, it's almost like he has a different mentality, and exactly. And then they come to grass, and so yeah, it's very interesting. And as we always said, it's all between the ears.
Yeah, the wonderful and at times weird world of tennis. Well, one of the most intriguing matches today, certainly on paper, featured two Wimbledon favourites on centre court, Rafael Nadal and Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Now, the Spaniard led their head-to-head 8-4, but Tsonga won their only previous encounter on the grass courts of Queens in 2011. Commentary on this one from John McEnroe and Simon Reed. Sorry,
Credit Nadal, a serve at 133, gets it back in play.
Advantage, Nadal.
Makes this guy work, makes the guy run. Joe debated a stage to go to a one-hander completely. Hadn't tried that shot. Tough time to try to pull it off there.
Second chance for the break.
Oh my goodness.
Nadal.
Ouch.
Nadal leads by 4 games.
He folded in the end of the first set, and he's folded there, I'm afraid. Getting angry now, but so much damage done.
Serve has been great also. Totally out-serving Nadal for the match. 9 aces, Tsonga 6. First serve percentage 7. Well, he's down to 62. I'm surprised. Tsonga hovering at 55. Not doing enough for sure. And he's going to be in a 2 sets of love hole.
Game and second set.
There it is. After just 70 minutes, Nadal 2 sets to the good.
I think as a player, you feel like you have to deserve to get the crowd to embrace you. You have to do something special. You have to get on a run. And I felt that. I remember the last match, singles match I ever played against Agassi. He just was beating me up the way Nadal's beating him up. And it's hard to feel like you can even get the crowd into it. He just looks like resigned already. Well, he'll be even more resigned if he loses this game. First the let court. Now Nadal guesses right. Sees a big opening. Love 30. His forehand has been all over the place. Unfortunately, all over the center court, but not inside the singles lines. A lot of unforced errors that have cost him. The way he's returning, this is the match right
here. Game, Nadal.
Another forehand error, and there's another break for Nadal.
Nadal leads by 2
this
games
one
to
looks
1.
virtually over.
2 sets to love.
Oh, he's got it again. Straight solo, but he got right down to
it. 15-14.
Fabulous shot from Nadal. And here are 2 match points.
Amused. What is happening?
Advantage, Tsonga.
getting that into out forehand, a killer shot from Rafa.
Well, we were pulling for him to win that point. It's to no avail.
Yes.
It's just working him to the bone.
At least there was some sense of urgency about Tsonga there.
Do you think there should be now?
Please.
Pulled apart.
Well, one of the best matches I've ever seen Rafa play on this surface. It should be pointed out, he's been extremely sharp. And the intensity, well, could we know about that, but what a match for him. Close to getting another game.
Please.
Crowd responding to Tsonga's antics.
And we could see that great smile if he holds.
They deserve that, the crowd. They've been very patient with him, to be honest. And of course, there's zero sympathy from that. So, match point number 4.
Expect nothing less.
Game, set match.
Fine way to end a fine performance. It wasn't really a contest, but he's done the business very impressively. Rafa Nadal through to the second week yet again.
Well, after everything that happened during his last match against Nick Kyrgios, a much more straightforward day for Rafael Nadal and a lot more friendship at the end as well. Just how well is he playing at the moment?
Oh, he's another level to anyone else, and you can see there with Joffrey. I felt like, you know, he was playing a good, decent match, but everything he tried, Rafa just had the answer to everything. And as you said, I absolutely loved the way both guys respected each other. We were back to proper tennis sportsmanship, and also the way they shook heads at the end. And also during the match, when they were showing Rafa's box, you could just see how everyone was so much more relaxed, being back to normal. Rafa's reactions were spot on, and this is what we want to see. I just hope that Nick would have been watching a little bit of that match and how Joffrey was playing and behaving against Rafa.
The perceived wisdom is that if Rafa gets through the first week, he will definitely become a major threat in the second, and I don't suppose you're going to deviate from that particular opinion.
No, not at all. Yeah, thanks for setting me up on that. You know, I think for Rafa, he builds especially at Wimbledon. This is really the tournament where he needs to build into that second week. And I said this last night, I'll say it again. He is here to win this tournament. He's not here to make week 2, Marcus. He wants to win Wimbledon.
So, the French Open champion looking in ominous form as he heads into the second week here at Wimbledon.